So, ways that I provide care, both through system effectiveness and kind of individual performance, would definitely be. I had a clinical instructor, and she would make us look up a policy every single week. Every student complained, but dang, we got good. We got good at looking up policies, and I became so much more comfortable. So, like my example earlier, where I saw that patient didn't have suction set up, but she was on seizure precautions. I went and looked up the policy for seizure precautions to make sure that I checked every box, like everything was fulfilled. So I made sure that I was doing my job as that patient's nurse for the day. So very often using the policies and procedures. Sometimes I have found that there isn't a policy and procedure, and so I will go ahead and ask the charge nurse or another senior nurse on the floor that I know is reputable for guidance. So I had a patient who had orthostatic blood pressures being, that was part of their active orders. And I had never done that before. And the way that it was described in the active orders was different from how we had learned it in school. And I also had no idea how to document it. And so I went and talked to the charge, who was super busy. So I kind of got bits and pieces. But I just wanted to confirm that the way that it was written for and the way that I was doing it was the proper way to do it. I also needed guidance on how to chart it. I had asked fellow student nurses, I had asked my clinical instructor, none of them knew. And so I had to wait for the charge. And, I charted it, and I charted it as accurate as I could without a lot of guidance on how to do it. And then I checked with her because she finally had a free time, and I was like, hey, I didn't want to leave this uncharted, so this is how I did. And she was like, let's fix it. And so she taught me how to do it. And so anytime that I feel like I need a little bit of guidance, I'm either going to use the policies and procedures that are documented, or I'm going to try to find all of my resources. So clinical instructor for sure, but once I'm on the floor, senior nurses if needed, especially ones that have good reputation for their solid quality patient care. I wouldn't be like, hey, she's been here for a long time and she does some sketchy stuff. I would prefer to go with somebody who's reputable, who I can trust their guidance for sure, to be able to guide me to do what's best for each patient.